Listen folks, who are we if not a nation that can immediately declare war if we want to? We have liberalized, we have weakened the landowners, we have done unprecedented things in the last episode just to secure indeed what is happening in our country. We are now in control. When I say we, I mean the Greeks. We have a South German but Orthodox king, King Maximilian von Wittelsbach, and he has been wise. He has reformed this monarchy into a state where people can finally be at least somewhat happy with us, instead of just being agitated all around the clock. Now, they are still agitated, but what is very important here is now that we have a new rule. We have a rule of not just urbanites, of not just the people that are well off, of not just the people that are well educated, and not just of the people that live just in the cities. We have a rule of all of Greece over Greece through the very, very well-equipped hands of our legendary Maximilian von Wittelsbach right here. Now, he would like, at the very least, if we got rid of colonies altogether, but let's be honest here, that's not happening. Nobody is really supporting this, not even, of course, the rural folk, especially now that they are here with frontier expansion. They would love it if we went for colonial resettlement indeed. But let's put that aside, because what really matters now is that we take our destiny into our very own hands. The Ottoman Empire are open for business, and we are here to indeed take these business hours quite seriously. I would like Northern Thrace, without a doubt. I want Russia to join me, and then I want to destroy the Ottomans once and for all. Yeah, nobody is siding with the Ottomans. What a shame, by the way. I really have to say, what a shame that Serbia, that Wallachia, that none of them have the guts to say, you know what, I will jump into this if you give me my land. That just means that they're not getting anything. I mean, hey, sucks to be you, but good thing I'm not you, eh? Alright, so what can we offer Russia? We can liberate Albania. I actually like that. I could ask to revoke claims. They have taken Kars here already, of course. I could offer ban slavery. Wow. That might actually ruin the Ottoman Empire right there. I could owe them an obligation, but you know what? I'm going to go with liberate Albania. The Balkans must be free. I really do dislike that I cannot free Bulgaria. Shouldn't have taken Skopje here. Probably should have taken Albania. It just would have looked so much worse. I don't know. Listen, we're going to get Russia into this, and then we're going to clean house, because I will make sure to take what should be mine right here. And I think we can all agree that this should indeed be mine. Now they want to take Dobruja as well. Ooh, the British. Offer take treaty port. No, I don't think so. You know what? I'm going to take what always should have been mine. Eastern Thrace, indeed. We are now infamous, and maybe that means that... no, okay, we're looking good. Nobody's siding with them. Very good. Otherwise, I would be very, very afraid, but I think we can make this work under these circumstances. It really is a bit of a live and let live situation, right? Because we're looking at a Russia that is incredibly backwards, but its leader is not backwards. Tsar Alexei Romanov would like to see some reforms. He's just failing to push anything through. What a shame, by the way. It's so amazing to have a Tsar that is actually progressive, that is an intelligentsia fella, and yet absolutely zero reforms in this entire time. But I reckon that when he looks at Greece, he sees what he would want for his own nation. Maybe not small holding, but hey, we're pretty close, right? And here's the first battle of the war. I mean, what can I say? We are winning. The Ottomans without the French, how could we possibly be losing that? I mean, you know, I guess the Russians are losing it, but we are not. Constantinople will come home today. And in the meantime, interesting, the French are cleaning up their colonial possessions here. They're doing this with the code kind of that I've given them there, right? You can also see, yeah, this is going to be very ugly. Yeah, listen, it is what it is, okay? I can't... I'm not going to police every colonial border. It's better than it is normally. Oh, and I didn't notice this, but Kalat actually became a puppet of Britain. Yeah, Britain is cleaning this up for sure. It's always so crazy as well to take a look at just how much is going on here. We've taken so much land after just one battle because, well, the Ottomans still have line infantry, which makes it so that if they lose a battle, they get completely demolished. And they are getting completely demolished. And you know what? I completely forgot about you. Cyprus. I gotta annex you. I gotta annex you. And there you have it. The very first civic coalition of Greece has completely humiliated everything Ottoman. We also released Albania. I mean... Listen, good for them, okay? Nobody should ever complain about Albania being free. What do you look at that? How nice for you, right? But that is not really the important part. The important part is that Greece undoubtedly has retaken Eastern Thrace. And my god, I'm going to immediately start to incorporate all of these. 24 months, 5 years, yep, that sounds about right. That sounds perfectly fine. We have a lot of buildings here that I need to look over. Give me a second here. Jesus, that is, I mean, hey, it's their capital. I literally just took everything going on as far as their government administration is concerned. Obviously, that is going to be a bit busier. I'm going to make sure that we don't go bankrupt, okay? Oh, and oh right, the Hagia Sophia is right here, and obviously now this will buff the Orthodox Church. I really hope, even with this civic kingdom that we now have going, that we can get the Orthodox Church not just to trust us, but also to be quite strong. I would love it, and I'm not sure whether they're going to do that, but I would love it if they realigned into a different party, be it the Agrarian Party, be it the French Party, be it the Free Trade Party. Obviously, we're just barely making it. We are a very, very unstable sort of situation here, but can you believe this? We've actually done this. Obviously, we're going to take some more in the future, but man, what an incredible turn of events. And you know what? I'm looking at this now. I actually think we're going to change our government. We could become this, but I think... yeah, we're going to rely a bit more on the old forces. We have done so much. We have done so many great reforms. But obviously we're not going to take it any further, and this will allow me to stop the bleeding of having the lowest level of taxes. Obviously it's going to make people a bit angrier, but listen, I'll take it, okay? This is a grand victory, and I will not stop celebrating it. Do I need to change anything here? I think this isn't bad. But yeah, would you look at that? This also could mean that potentially, you know what? I'm going to start national militia again. I want a country run basically without the armed forces, if we can. And we got escalation between France and Germany. Germany wants its interests protected right here. They want to free Sulu, which yep, there it is, Sulu. Maybe so that they can take it over for themselves. Maybe so that the Dutch can get it. Interesting. Alsace-Lorraine is on the menu here as well. We shall see how that goes. I also love this, by the way. Italy is crazy angry at Austria, but they're not doing anything because Austria isn't quite weak enough. And honestly, so the United Syndicates of America have let the Navajo live, and I'm going to be honest with you, wow, I mean, they're not that unaligned with the United Syndicates of America. Surely, you know, they are not a council republic, but graduated taxation, and if we actually take a look at it, this makeup, okay, is still the funniest thing to me. If we take a look at this, you will see that almost all are working on the subsistence farms, which means... you just got peasants here who are fairly rich and doing well. This is the agrarian dream territory right here. It's honestly kind of insane. And this is such important tech. Vulcanization will become the new backbone of our economy going forward because we have massive, massive deposits of rubber plantations right here. We need to build them up, and once we do, and maybe I can even do it right now, we can surely switch at least something, if not all of our production here, to use elastics. I think that we can become the producer of textiles in this world and hopefully really make it worth our time. Because, man, this should be a massive, massive source of income for sure. What? Greek mass emigration. Okay, you know what? I guess it makes sense. They're migrating to Quebec. You sons of guns. How dare you? Tell me. How many are migrating in? They're going to Quebec. How dare you? How could you? Oh my god! Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot here. Mass migrations occur not all that often, but when they do, it's gonna hurt. And quite frankly, I guess we are a bit overstaffed. Yeah, we have a bunch of unemployed folks. You know, they're taking them off our hands. It hurts to see the Greek go, but you love to see them leave. And oh my, they actually took control of Afghanistan as well. Well, the great game was won by one side, and it's the British. Will you look at that? Afghanistan has been pacified. That's incredible. Yeah, what I really like about the idea of national militia is for sure that it basically... Ooh, and would you look at that? Oh my god, would you look at that? France is taking it back. But the idea that I really like about national militia is actually that it essentially, you know, finishes off the project that we started with the rule folk, that we started with small holding. We are a kingdom and we belong to the king, but the power is in the hands of the common man. Now this war has ended and France has restored itself. That is incredible. I never ever see that coming because normally Germany is much, much stronger than France, and they kind of were here as well, and yet they lost. So ultimately, hey, what did actually happen here? Well, if we take a closer look at this, we can see that Germany simply had the inferior navy, and that lost them the war right here. This also, by the way, led to this right here. This rebellion is happening because, well, the Dutch market is inside, or used to be, I should say, in the German market. Now they're out of it, and all of a sudden, living conditions there are significantly worse. Has anything interesting happened here, by the way? I don't think so. Not much has changed, ultimately. Yeah, nothing really. Ooh, and feminism is spreading. Now let's take a look at the elections right here. You can see the French party is winning fairly easily as well. The Russian party still stands like in a decent position. Nothing wrong with that. Are you still... Yeah, they are still a reformer. Man, if we could get this through and regain the bonus for birth rate, That would be insane. Look at this mass migration. God, that is so awful. That is so terrible. And you know what? At this point, I think I'm gonna sign an alliance with Wallachia. I will even owe them an obligation. I don't really care. I will sign an alliance just so that maybe they become brave enough to challenge the Ottomans. Yeah. Average Ottoman experience right here, huh? We gotta see where that goes. Oh, and national militia just passed, which means I'm making a lot more money because we just reduced a whole bunch of our barracks down to absolutely nothing. Let me just build up wherever we can here. Yeah, our army just got significantly weakened, or rather, our actual rank got significantly weakened because our army got stomped in. We only have 36 standing battalions right now, but look at this number. The power in the hand of the common man. I think we've achieved it. Now, could I potentially, would you look at that? I can get the Orthodox Church to be happy if we go with compulsory primary school. Who opposes this, actually? It's the industrialists. You know what? Screw you, buddy. We've never danced to the tune of capitalism. We are still agrarianist, actually, so this makes kind of sense. And oh my, after all this time, Russia is actually liberalizing. Landed voting it is. It's not too much, but it is at least something. It's more than Russia normally does, okay? I would have not stayed in this alliance, I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for Tsar Alexei Romanov. When we turned our heels and all of a sudden moved towards a more people-owned state, I said to myself, Russia is probably not going to last. Now here we are, and I mean, man, it is satisfying to see. Germany, what are you doing, buddy? What Oh, oops. Speak of the devil. I just said, you know, the Navajo, they can exist. What a prosperous nation. The United Syndicates of America disagree. God, I hate the Russians. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna leave this market just because it's it's really stupid, okay? They keep sending me into bankruptcy by virtue of cutting off my market. So we are now on the Greek market. Let's make sure that we get everything that we need. I will start trading with people immediately. And quite frankly, I really like the idea of either Germany or Italy being our allies. The German market, though, is clearly the biggest, the most important market for us here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and largely trade with them. I will both give them resources and I will take resources. Let me take a look at the highlights right here. Let me just finagle out this market, okay? It's always good, don't get me wrong here, to be in your own market. It's a cool thing, it's neat, but I just wish the Russians weren't so bad at maintaining their own. Whew, compulsory primary school has been passed. Now that is excellent. It was also excellent that we had this massive surplus of bureaucracy because it sure is currently helping as we're trading for stuff and don't yet have any trade agreements. I really, really need these trade agreements. Germany is almost there, minus 35. You can see that we have a massive amount of volume with them, but they don't feel like it just yet. I think we're doing quite well. We are basically back, or no, actually we're not even close then. We made like 35 million. We are getting closer to where we used to be, and that is of course exactly where we need to be. I need to dial back this, there we go. Need to dial back the food industry stuff right there so that we can actually start producing this. How much is the penalty? 48%. Yeah, we're going to recover our economy right there. Obviously, you can see there are still some things that, you know, are in a rather precarious situation. But in general, we are balancing things out and it's going to be fine. I'm absolutely certain about this. Man, everybody is really mad and there's nothing that I can do about it. Listen, okay? Leaving the market, it was necessary. Trust me, I am not just being irresponsible. Oh, god damn it. Surely this isn't going to result in an anti-monarchist rebellion. I think we're holding on just fine. Man, I love just how powerful the rule folk here really are. It is just so beautiful to see. Thank you, Germany. Thank God. Oh my God. Okay, we did it. We have a trade agreement. The Turkish here, by the way, are very, very angry. Reasonably so, I guess. They are still being suppressed. I mean, no matter how you look at it, they're Sunni anyway, so state religion doesn't do them any favors. I don't think cultural exclusion even extends to them, right? Even if they were our religion, yeah, because they're Turkic and Middle Eastern heritage, so that is completely off. We're definitely not going to get them to agree to us anytime soon, but as soon as the trade agreements come in, I'm pretty confident in our ability to get things going here. Oh, and we have a small rebellion here in Cyprus. Now, I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I definitely caused that by virtue of me leaving the Russian market and destroying everything. But don't worry about it, okay? Alright, there are two things that I want to say. First of all, I absolutely love it when I mismanage a nation like this. And honestly, I didn't mismanage them, I just managed them in a roleplay way. And sadly, nobody here seems willing to take up arms and to do a revolution. I think it would be quite interesting, but we are still doing okay. It's just everybody is incredibly angry, okay? Don't worry about it. But we have also gotten electricity in this country. And if that isn't beautiful, then I don't know what is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at this right now. They are actually losing money now. I could push this towards electric streetlights. We could. That would allow us, basically. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to downgrade some of them here, but give them electricity. The idea is that I can essentially go on and keep services, despite my very low standard of living, services quite attractive, while also using electricity. Is there any electricity here that I should be using for these? I don't think so, right? Not necessarily, anyway. I'm pretty sure we haven't unlocked anything else regarding electricity. So I'm just going to go on and I'm going to, you know, put some of these into electricity, bringing at the same time down our consumption of glass and, of course, steel right here, which is beautiful for us because, man, we're consuming a lot of this and I am not very rich. Oh boy, they are now actually rebelling. We are not having a revolution against the king. We are having a secession of the Turkish people. Eastern Thrace, very, very likely to actually secede. Obviously, this is going to crash our economy. There's no way around this. The question just is how many of the other states will follow. This is going to be a big deal. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you because ultimately, this could ruin my economy worse than anything else. Anything before could have been... Oh, we are lucky. Oh my god, not even Eastern Thrace seceded. Wow, we got incredibly lucky. Yeah, okay, they are toast. My economy yet lives. Yeah, and here we basically have what I would call the civic coalition. The Russian party and the French party. The Russian party actually resurgent here, very interesting. But both of these are now fairly equal, and I think we're basically forming a grand coalition of sorts. We're looking at a situation where everything that matters is the Greek state, and the Greek state is the king, and the king is the Greek people. Which means that we all are in this together, especially when it comes to crushing secessions. Beyond that, I will point out that the USA, after they restored themselves, are doing incredibly well. I mean, their GDP is doing quite alright, right? They have a massive, massive army. I don't think they're going to get challenged in any capacity. And they still are this agrarian wonderland, right? If you want to call it that. We have been outsettled, basically, by Britain, sadly. We're looking at a situation where colonization is finishing up. Beyond that, I think all that remains are really just clashes between the big powers. Look at France being hated by everyone but Italy, by Austria being hated by everyone but Germany, Germany being hated by France to a massive degree. I mean, they truly oppose one another. The Germans hate the Dutch, then the Russians are hated by everybody but Germany and Britain. This is a very antagonistic Europe, that's the word. And now I actually need to take a look. Look, we are in the good graces of, well, you know, the West at the very least. I guess we have become a nation modeled after France and Britain, so it makes a lot of sense. Germany, on the other hand, quite wary of us, similar to the Russians. Yeah, this is still gonna take some work. Yeah, and now this is where we all fall into different camps. We have this civic coalition, but, especially in the face of the Turkish secession, enacting multiculturalism is on the agenda of our rather liberal industrialists and intelligentsia. I don't see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't see the potential for it. Ooh, what are you doing? Bouton. I just don't see the potential for this because, ooh, and Germany, wait a minute. Oh my god, they claimed all this stuff. Wasn't the US? Weren't the US right here? Oh, I missed that war. Wow. Interesting. Papua and Bhutan, by the way, became oh my god! Hello. Okay, alright. So this is a feature that I didn't think we would ever see. Oh my god, but this is gonna... Ooh, okay, hello. But we implemented a feature where basically the Dutch East Indies fall apart, very similar to the British Raj, if they become independent. Now, they very clearly became independent, which now means this is open season. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to claim so much, I'm going to do everything I can. Indonesia. Interesting. After everything will become our domicile. And you know, before the election is after the election, and after the election is before the election. I don't think we're going to change our government here. I think we are quite alright working with the rural folk. They are clearly opposing here the more liberal, maybe less nationalistic-minded forces at this point. They, you know, nihilist, radicals. Ugh. Terrible. Absolutely disgusting. But the question is, what do we do from here? Man, oh man! We could actually go for autocracy. We could actually try to roll it back to a degree. And you know what? I don't know. I find this quite interesting, okay? I want you to play this out with me. And I don't think I'm going to do it now. I'm actually going to call it here, I think, because I'm currently in England as this video goes live, meaning I can't actually get your feedback. And that is, of course, sad for an important decision such as this one. Let me recapitulate where we are as a country. We are Greece. We are independent of Russia at this point. We have taken our leave from a very backwards and a very sort of smothering Russian love that very obviously and very often led us into not having market access and completely collapsing. Our independence has gone quite well, but not perfectly. I mean, yeah, okay. The way I see this, okay, is that after we gained independence, after we put ourselves in a position where we have liberalized, we are a civic monarchy, if you will, rather than a feudal monarchy, but would we really let this opportunity go to waste? The Orthodox Church, the landowners, and the Orthodox Church is so powerful, that is so crazy, I would love... okay, I'm thinking, with all these liberties that we have, that we like these liberties, that we would like to protect and to keep these liberties alive. I don't think there's any debate about this from, you know, our side right here. But don't you ask yourself, has universal suffrage really fixed anything for us? Our people are angrier than ever before. Yes, they have more rights, but their king can't do what must be done. And that has led to a lot of unhappiness. At the same time, our legitimacy, our government, is just not the same as it used to be. I'm thinking with this Turkish secession and with the intelligentsia and the industrialists essentially saying, let's become not a Greek state, but a state of Europe by becoming, you know, multicultural. I'm thinking maybe we do the opposite. Maybe we quench the thirst of liberalism right here, say that this liberalism is fine, but no further. Autocracy it is. I want you to let me know about this in the comments. It is definitely on my mind. Listen, we have undergone so many changes. Our monarchy has prevailed. And now that we have all these social liberties, maybe we don't need democracy anymore. Democracy might be negotiable, right? Beyond that, I just want to point out, obviously, Indonesia is going to be our target. I mean, I've been so memed over here. This just completely denied to me because I was so late. And I'm still doing this, by the way. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I am doing this. And we can focus on Papua, I guess, but I want to focus on a whole lot of people right here. Let me know what you think. If we become a monarchy again, I think adopting the idea to finally, after we had this long domestic talk, we might finally be adopting the idea of Byzantium after all. Because being a Greek civic state, but with complete authority of the king, I mean, that sounds like Byzantium to me, especially with this important of an Orthodox church. Listen, let me know what you think. I am excited to finish this off. I think maybe 2 more episodes or something are in this. We're going to leave a world behind that certainly has enough clashes to warrant Hearts of Iron 4, although I will not play this in Hearts of Iron 4, but let's put all that aside. Listen, I'll see you later, alligator.